Hello, everyone. My name is Raymond Ng. I am Iris' husband. As you may all know by now, Iris Koh has been charged with Section 417 of the Penal Code. Following that, she has been further remanded for a further 5 days for investigation in a police station. It was only until yesterday night that I got to read the charge sheet when our lawyer managed to get one copy from the Singapore Police Force. I will not be reading out the charge sheet in this video, for it may contravene sub judice rule under our court of law. I shall stay with the data that is available on the press, which was cleared for release by the Singapore Police Force. It is unthinkable that my dear wife, Iris, will be accused of cheating MOH with falsified data, falsified vaccination status. Iris is not even a medical professional. She doesn't have access to any of the system which will allow her to update the status of any patient onto any of the MOH online IT system. She cannot be present during any doctor-patient consultation, for all such interactions are protected by doctor-patient confidentiality. How could she have known what kind of secret fake vaccination deal that they might have discussed in private? How could she have conspired when she could not have possibly been a part of this secret discussion? In her own special way, Iris is a patriot. She loves the country and a fellow countrymen so much that she can tolerate being ridiculed for what she does. Healing the divide was started with the intention of bridging the divide between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. It is not an anti-vax group. Late last year, about December, Singapore was told that unvaccinated employees could only return to the workplace after a valid ART and PET test. It became the essential part if you still wanted to be employed. As a result, Iris reacted very quickly to address this need. Iris quickly worked with Dr. Gibson to provide a service in which PET tests can be performed remotely. Her intent was merely to ensure that all Singaporeans who needed help with the PET test could get it, so that they may get to protect their jobs. Her intent stems from the love of her country, Singapore. In fact, her love for her country was so intense that she was willing to bring her government to the court of law for what she deems to be a government policy lacking in rationality. In doing so, she wishes to free Singaporeans from the irrationality of the vaccine policy. Inside her phone and notebook computers contain privileged communication with our lawyers about the judicial review on the government. As a result of this, Singapore Police Force cannot see the content of her phone and also her notebook, even though the hardware is now in police custody. Because under their law, the police cannot see privileged communication between a suspect and her lawyer. They had to delay the process further until they can get a court order to only be able to see the phone or notebook content. Unfortunately, the phone and notebook also contains evidence that could help her. If those contents are known to the police force, they would know that Iris never had any intent to cheat MOH. Also in her mind, she feels that the government may be targeting her and healing the divide without just cause. From what I know of her, she would also not want her volunteers to be harassed unnecessarily as a result of being involved with healing the divide. In her mind, she would rather stay silent, even though the evidence in her handphone and notebook computer would exonerate her. She would not use it, for she is again protecting the people she loves. She would rather be charged and not let the identity of our volunteers be known. I have no chance thus far to talk to her yet. Though I do personally disagree with the government, I personally do think that the government would follow due process and would just investigate the matter at hand and would not use this as an opportunity to target people in Healing the Divide who are just voicing their disagreement in a manner that is compliant to law. I know and believe that, but Iris does not. Or maybe Iris does not believe that the government would just follow due process. Do note that when I make these statements, I have not talked to her yet for the last 5 days. This is what I think she believes, but she may not personally believe that. Okay. In her mind, she has to protect while assuming the worst of the government. This is what I think she may be thinking now. She did not personally tell me that's what she's thinking. Although Iris disagrees in principle with MOH with regards to vaccine policy, Iris is on the same page with MOH on one thing: the respect for the rule of law. While the unvaccinated can remain proudly unvaccinated, it is wrong to fake their vaccination status and to cheat Ministry of Health. Cheating is legally wrong, and no unvaccinated person should do such a thing to cheat MOH, Ministry of Health, of their vaccination status. If we disagree with a policy, the only right thing we can do is to bring MOH via a judicial review and contest in the court of law. This is exactly what Iris is planning to do, and all these plans are in her handphone and notebook computer that is presently in police custody. I understand why the Singapore Police Force has to act upon this case and investigate a great number of people and Iris. I understand that the police force needs to investigate, if only to confirm that a specific person is not related to the conspiracy and to zoom in onto the main culprits. I understand that as concept. However, when it concerns my dear wife Iris, I cannot help but to feel sad for her. She has been a music teacher for decades. She has been a music curator. She brought the Vienna Boys Choir to Singapore. She brings happiness and music to Singaporeans. She is a manifestation of joy and beauty to me and to the people around her. Doing what she's doing now is not something she used to. Only because she loves the country too much to stand by doing nothing. I can only request and hope that the Singapore Police Force will take care of her when she's in your custody. I appeal to all police officers taking her statements. Listen to the words she uses. She may have a bad temper and may even scold you during the statement taking. But I hope you can feel what I feel as a husband. She loves her country too much. She loves her countrymen too much. It is impossible for anyone to feel that she has nefarious intentions. Part of the country sees her as a heroine for what she brings, for she brings hope to a small segment of people. Part of the country sees her as a nuisance because they disagree with what she's saying. To me, she is my wife. She has not been home for 6 days. My home is not home when she's not around. The home loses its purpose without my wife. Ever since I knew her as a girlfriend until Iris was my wife, until Iris has been my wife for 15 years, there has never been any continuous 2 days I don't see her on our bed. She wants me to say goodnight to her every day. She made me promise her on the day we got married, and in the last 5 days, I have not been able to say goodnight to her. We are both connected emotionally but separated by law. I find it disheartening to hear people gloating at her being arrested and being charged. She did it out of the love for her country, and for those who feel that she has selfish intention doing the Healing the Divide, she was happy sharing her music and happily bringing choirs in to perform at the Esplanade. She does not have to do anything like this that got her so many enemies. With this, I end my video update. Do stay tuned in this channel while I update more of what is happening to Iris.